Destruction All-Stars, the review by me, Pat Kessler, first of his name. So, Destruction All-Stars is, as far as I'm concerned, the first actual PS5 exclusive, coming out 3 months after the console. There's Demon Souls, but that's the PS3 game that they made pretty. And everything else is... No, Godfall. Also, I guess, but that costs like $100, so, you know. So, whatever. Does Destruction All-Stars make the $3,500 you paid to a scalper on a PlayStation 5 worth it? No, but it was pretty fun. It's a big fun multiplayer game with like kind of twisted metal gameplay where you just drive around and blow up everyone who isn't you. Except sometimes you're out of the car, which is neat, and you can jump around and grab power-ups. Well, grab stuff that charges your power-ups. And that's pretty neat, but also less fun than driving. And you got 16 characters to pick from, and they have pretty cool designs and different abilities and fancy cars and all that fun stuff. And you just run into each other under 4 different rule sets, which is... most of them are fun. You got Mayhem, which is hit cars get points, just 16-person free-for-all slayer. Gridfall, where the floor slowly disappears under you, and falling off means you're out. And so you get extra laps for playing aggressive, but it's like Battle Royale Hexagon inspired stuff. It's the coolest game mode, but not the most fun, where you hit cars, get points, but then the points are on the car, and then you gotta deposit the car into Tornado, blowing it up. And it's a team mode, and the other team mode is Stockpile, where you kill cars, and then they drop little gears on the ground. You gotta put them in control points, and you either win when you have all 3 control points fully turned to your side, or time runs out and you have more control points than the other team. Mayhem and Gridfall are exclusively solo, so you can't play those with your friends. Tornado and Stockpile are your team games, but that's just reading off the back of the box of the game, which no one would buy and have at the back of the box of the game, because it's a PS Plus game, it's a multiplayer game. So if you can play it, you got it without paying. You know, to me, Destruction All-Stars is a really fun brain-dead game, which isn't a bad thing. You know, I mean, it's something you do when you have a little bit of time to kill and you don't want to put too much effort and thought into it. You know, you're not planning builds in Cyberpunk or something. The car physics and explosions both are real hoot when something silly or cool happens. You land a crazy super to mess up a lot of people, or just someone who's been pissing you off all game. The main draw of the game is online, and I honestly thought that's all there was, but it turns out there's a single-player mode called a challenge series that has its own little races and character-specific challenges. But you need to buy all of them with in-game real currency, and so I've only done the free one that comes with it. And I was really surprised that it has voice-acted cutscenes and stuff, which I thought was cool because the characters are like the most interesting part of this game that you don't really get to see because it's a multiplayer-only game. There's way more to this game than I thought there would be, but I wouldn't like make a plan to sit down and play the game all night, and I really wouldn't sit down and try to make a plan to sit down and play the game all night with friends, because I played it with my roommate, and while it is more fun coordinating with a friend and stuff, you're also locked into the 2 worst game modes, because the 2 team modes are fun, but they get old pretty fast. And then it just comes down to how much you like spending time with your friend. If you like spending time with your friend, odds are you can think of something better to play with a bit more variety. The microtransactions for the single-player component is really weird, but in my head it's maybe to justify it because the game is... You know, you need PS Plus to play most of it because it's a multiplayer game, but you get it for free with PS Plus, so I don't know who would buy it, so it's just them trying to sell single player. I don't know. This is speculation, weird stuff. Oh, there's one song in the game. It's a really good song, but it only plays in the menu, so you just end up jamming Peacock by Katy Perry the whole time when you're playing the game. the game launched, there was an automatic chat lobby for everyone in the game, which is fine. It's been the standards for years. But the PlayStation 5 controller has a built-in microphone that isn't off by default, so you just hear literally everyone talking into their controller, and they might not even know they're talking. It's weird. It's funny, but it's weird, and it was really annoying until you figured out how to leave the chat lobbies. I've never reviewed anything before, and I'm not sure how to keep it flowing, so here's some fun bullet points. It has cool explosions, the graphics look great, the characters are all really well animated. Watching them all jump around, they all have unique jumps, unique double jumps, hits, all that fun stuff. Twinkle Riot Harmony Main. Most of the supers are really fun, but hit detection is super goddamn wonky. I don't know if it's just people lagging, but you can get hit while you're in midair, someone drives onto you, or if someone's like just driving behind you, you'll all of a sudden take like 60 damage in your car. It's really weird. Some characters' supers are way lamer than others. One of the cars just goes really fast for 1 second. And turtling works on Gridfall, which I think is lame as shit. In conclusion, please add Jack and his signature Jack car from Jack 3, and add in a 2v2v2v2v2v2v2 Mayhem and Gridfall mode, where you share your lives, and then we're all squared up, Mr. PlayStation. We're good, we're laughing, it'll be a fun time. I don't know how to score things. I don't really like number scores because I don't tell you anything, so this is a fun game to fill your brain-dead game for, oh, I got a half an hour to do something, but I don't want to commit too hard, I gotta be ready to jump off or whatever. Just, for me, it fills the same role an online shooter would, so, your CODs or your Overwatches, or like running around grabbing collectibles in a big open world game or something where you're not committing, or just going on 1 or 2 dates in Honey Pop. Play it if you like driving games.